probably wouldn't have had to do a video for you on number 5, but I wanted to talk to you about the end result that we're going to get here and just remind you of some things that I think you already know. But let's get started with this. It says find an equation for the inverse. So we're just going to switch up the x's and the y's. We're very familiar with that part by now. And then solve for y. So I'm going to bring the 12 over. I get x minus 12 is equal to 4y squared. All right? And now, if we take, we divide both sides by 4, divide both sides by 4, that gives us, do you see that technically that's a 1/4? So I'm just going to write this as 0.25 x minus 3 equals y squared. Now the reason I'm doing this is because we're going to have to take the square root of both sides, and it's just going to make it, I don't know, I guess it makes it a little bit easier. But if we take the square root of a squared value, do you remember that it's the positive and negative option, right? Okay, so, well, technically the positive and negative option comes over here. So our answer is y equals plus or minus the square root of 0.25x minus 3. Now, I know that I don't have number 2 on here, but you did number 2 just a few minutes ago, and I'm suspecting that you ended up on number 2. If you did everything right, at some point in the process, you had x plus 10 over negative 2
Here you go, Mr.
over negative 2 equals, let me see here, negative 2y to the 5th over negative 2. I'm just kind of jumping in halfway here. This is what you had initially, then this is where you would have been dividing both sides by negative 2. And so then here you would have gotten negative 0.5x minus 5 equals y to the 5th, right? Okay, so if you did that, then when you took to get y by itself, you would have taken the 5th root of both sides, right? So here's the 5th root of both sides, and so then you would have had y is equal to the 5th root of negative 0.5x minus 5. All right, now here's my question for you, and this is kind of what I wanted to focus in on. Do you see how here this is a plus or minus option, right? Here it's just a positive option because it's the even versus odd index idea. Remember the when you have an even, like here's a 2, so we have to have the positive and negative option when we take the square root. Here was a positive 5. I mean, here was a 5, so we just have the positive option there, okay? So I just wanted to kind of differentiate between those two ideas. And we've been talking about that. They've kind of been hinting at that with various problems that they've been giving you, but here it's very obvious because here you have one with an odd index, and then here you have one with an even index. So I just wanted to show you the difference between